Throughout its 5,000-year history, the Indian subcontinent has suffered numerous invasions. The last was by the British. And among their greatest legacies were the railways which fanned out to the very edges of their Indian empire. But they quit India in 1947 and hurriedly partitioned the subcontinent. Now many of the old railway routes crossed the new frontiers and were terminated. A few survived. They are India's frontier railways. Of the two new borders created by partition in 1947, the most contentious was the line that cut the state of Punjab in half, the border between India and Pakistan. Since independence, India and Pakistan have fought 3 wars and engaged in countless cross-border incidents. But beyond the daily border war dances, there is one common bond. A single rail track which carries this cross-border train between India and Pakistan. The Samjhauta Express. In 1947, this borderline was drawn on a map by a British judge. A partition that caused 1 million people to be slaughtered and 14 million to migrate. Yet despite their differences, Pakistan and India Railways have established this gateway, bringing families, communities, and nations together. India's capital has been a rail hub for more than 150 years. Its old Delhi station was commissioned by the British government in the style of the nearby red-coloured fort. It has 800 trains a day in and out, including the twice-weekly Samjhauta Express to Lahore in Pakistan. Because it's an international train, Delhi Station has its own dedicated platform and security staff. Vivek Srivastava is a North Region Divisional Railway Manager, and he's responsible for the train.
It's a very special train. This is the only international train between India and Pakistan. Samjhauta literally means agreement, an agreement between the two parties. So this Samjhauta Express was started after the Shimla agreement between India and Pakistan in 1976.
Every aspect of the service is rigidly regulated.
There is a significant emphasis which is laid on running of this train. Unlike other trains on Indian Railways, here a ticket is issued only once a person produces a passport. And because this train signifies so much, therefore it can always be taken as a target by those who are against this concept of friendship between the two great nations. Almost all of the people, they were traveling not for business, but just to see their friends or relatives. In more ways than one, it was a journey of love that they have taken. It has got a romance built into the whole operation of this train.
500 kilometers away is the final destination of the Samjhauta Express, Lahore in Pakistan. Lahore is the second largest city in Pakistan with a population of over 10 million people. It's always been the capital of the Punjab and a cultural hothouse. For over 1,000 years, Lahore has remained a liberal, mostly peaceful and secular city. The British built Lahore station in the style of its sister station in Delhi, as part railway station and part fort. Under the British, Lahore Junction was surrounded by over 100 acres of railway workshops, offices and training colleges.
दरअसल वाल्टन जो है बेसिकली ट्रेनिंग स्कूल के तौर पे ये शुरू हुआ 1925 में, और जो ऑलरेडी वर्किंग में होते हैं जैसे ड्राइवर्स हैं, स्टेशन मास्टर्स हैं, उनको हम रिफ्रेशर के तौर पे यहाँ पे
पहले जो है ये ब्रिटिश है। हाँ, दिस इज बाय इंग्लैंड। इस पे लिखा है 1923।
After partition, Pakistan inherited an entire railway system from the British, including all the equipment. Colleges like Walton were equipped to train the workforce of the Raj. Since then, little seems to have changed.
Time 9/55 hours, is line clear for 24 down.
55 is line clear for 9 up express.
With a desperate decline in investment in Pakistan's rail network, the finance minister recently warned of the railways facing near extinction. Yet the training continues.
वो कोर्स हमारे पास साल में पहले 2 दफ़ा होता था 1996 से ऑनवर्ड, वो फिर सिंगल कोर्स हो गया ड्यू टू लेस पार्टिसिपेशन.
The Pakistan Railways, like the British before them, ran their railways like a military operation. The Book of Railway Rules and Regulations still follows the British notions of discipline, loyalty, efficiency, and love of sport. Both railways in India and Pakistan support talented sportsmen and women by giving them training and a job. They play for the railway at home and abroad. Second to cricket, the most popular sport on the subcontinent is hockey. One of the most successful players of women's hockey in the railways was Rahat Khan, more popularly known as the Hockey Queen.
मेरा तो नेशनल लेवल पे मेरा किसी ने रिकॉर्ड अभी तक बीट नहीं किया है कि मैंने इतने ज़्यादा गोल्स किए हैं, इतनी ज़्यादा हैट्रिक्स की हैं, वो भी किसी ने बीट नहीं की हैं. तो बस अभी तक वैसे रिकॉर्ड है मेरा.
After 12 years working for the railways as player and trainer, Rahat left to look after her ailing father, but her commitment to the game of hockey never wavered. Now she's secretary of the Pakistan Punjabi Women's Hockey Association and the manager of the under-19 Punjabi girls team.
तो बहुत कंट्रीब्यूशन है, चाहे इंडियन रेलवे हो चाहे पाकिस्तान रेलवे हो, इनकी हॉकी के लिए बेशुमार खिदमात हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा इनकी खिदमात हैं, और बहुत से ओलंपियन, बहुत से प्लेयर जो हैं वो पाकिस्तान रेलवेज़ और इंडियन रेलवेज़ के हैं. जैसे मैं कह रही हूँ, मेरी बेस जो मैंने थ्रू आउट मैंने जितनी हॉकी खेली मैंने रेलवे की तरफ से खेली.
But despite successfully nurturing young hockey talent nationally, she's not been as successful at home.
कोशिश कर रही हूँ कि अपने बेटे को भी प्लेयर बनाऊँ, लेकिन उसे इंटरेस्ट है क्रिकेट में, वो हॉकी नहीं पसंद करता खेलना.
Today, the Hockey Queen is packing for another international hockey tournament. Rahat is a modern and well-travelled Pakistani woman.
तो हॉकी क्वीन तो मुझे 85 ये पाकिस्तान रेलवे का मोनोग्राम है, और ये जब मैं रेलवे में थी उस वक्त, और ये तो 96 की है, ये बेस्ट स्पोर्ट्स वुमेन.
Selected for her hockey playing talent, the railway supported, trained and promoted her to international level. She was the third generation of a railway family.
मतलब काफ़ी फैमिली जो है ना हमारी रेलवे में थी, और इंडियन जो पहले पार्टीशन से पहले रेलवे थी उसमें थे, फिर उसके बाद पार्टीशन के बाद फिर पाकिस्तान रेलवे में आ गए सब. मेरे जो नाना थे वो भी रेलवे में थे, और मेरे 3 मामू, मेरे ताया, मेरे अब्बू, मेरी बड़ी बहन, मैं खुद, हम सब रेलवे. और ये वसीम से कहो कि ये जो है ना सीढ़ी ऊपर रख के बीच में आ रही है.
Rahat and the under-19 girls hockey team have been invited to compete at a sporting event in India. It's 5 days away from the greatest love of her life, but he's grown used to it. At Lahore station, more than 250 passengers are expected today for the Samjhauta Express to India. For many, it will be their first experience of international travel. Visas are not easy to obtain for cross-border travelers. It may take weeks or months, or it can be refused altogether, and the authorities don't have to give any reason. Despite the history of conflict between the two nations across this border, the determination of both India and Pakistan to keep this international line open is a testament to the importance they attach to it. The basic rationale of this train is to reunite families and friends separated by partition. And for almost 40 years, the Samjhauta Express has been doing just that.
फायदेमंद है, एक दूसरे से मिल जाते हैं इंसान. खानदान सारा अच्छा रिश्तेदार, बहनें मिल जाए उससे बड़ी क्या बात है. कारोबारी रिश्तेदार है, पूरा खानदान है. यहाँ 5-6 साल अहमदाबाद.
वीज़ा शीज़ा आसानी नाल गवर्नमेंट ने बड़ी मेहरबानी, पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट ने भी, तो चलो इंडिया ने भी इजाज़त दी है कि साड़ियाँ बड़ियाँ सहूलतां जी मुलाकात हो जाती है. असी यादां लेके जा रहे हैं, मंझा रखियां दियां तो कोई 1 2 3 4 6 गड़बे मंझा मेरने वास्ते लेके चल रहे हैं, तो 5 कुरान पाक लेके जा रहे हैं पाकिस्तान की यादाश्त.
Amongst the crowd waiting to board the Samjhauta Express to India are Bilal and his father Abiz. They've never stepped outside Pakistan, so they're a little nervous about the trip.
दिल्ली में अब बच्चे का ऑपरेशन है, तो कोर्री मेरे बच्चे की बेटी से आँख जल रही थी, तो वो आँख के ऑपरेशन के लिए हम जा रहे हैं. 8-10 महीने से हमने कराची में इलाज कराया है, अब इंशाल्लाह दिल्ली जा रहे हैं.
Unable to find the right treatment in Pakistan, father and son trawled the internet and finally found a suitable clinic. But it was in India.
उन्होंने हमारे से जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स मांगे हमने वो भेजा इंटरनेट के जरिए. जब सारे हमारी इंक्वायरी पूरी हो गई, कई डॉक्टरों ने हमें कहा, मगर हमें ये बेस्ट ये लगी डेरा अग्रवाल.
Because Rahat is representing Pakistan and the under-19 hockey team, visas are not usually a problem. And anyway, she's travelled to India many times.
हाँ जी, हमारी टीम हॉकी खेलने जा रही है.
अल्लाह कामयाबी.
हाँ जी, आमीन आमीन.
But for Bilal and his father, it's much more daunting.
इसे बस फर्स्ट टाइम नया मुल्क है, फर्स्ट टाइम जा रहे हैं, थोड़ा सा घबराहट से हो रही है.
The Samjhauta Express carries some 50,000 people a year from Lahore to Delhi, but it's one of only 2 trains between the countries. It's cheaper than the bus or the plane. A second-class ticket costs just £5 each way. return tickets are not available. With all the formalities completed, the Samjhauta Express will take only 60 minutes to reach the Pakistan border. But for Bilal and Abiz, it's a journey into the unknown. There's just one more gate to cross before the border. Khalid Mohammed is the gate manager at level crossing number 2 on the outskirts of Lahore. A railwayman all his life, he's been at many railway crossings across the city. But train-wise, this must be the quietest he's ever experienced.
30-32 साल नौकरी सर्विस की है रेलवे की। पहले तो काफ़ी ट्रेनें चलती थी, तकरीबन 48 ट्रेनें चलती थी इधर, लेकिन आस्ता आस्ता बंद होती गई, तकरीबन सारी बंद हो गया। अब सिर्फ ये इंटरनेशनल ट्रेनें चलती हैं बस। अब क्या कोई पार्सल वगैरह गाड़ियाँ चलती हैं।
With an average of just one train a day, it's not a hardship posting. But Khalid must be ready for action whenever duty calls.
पहले तो स्टेशन ने हमें किया कि लाहौर से गाड़ी चल गई है, तो उसे देख के हम बंद कर देंगे जब कॉल आएगी। ये कॉल आ गई है ना, आप देखो। हाँ, कॉल आ गई है।
Khalid has just a few years before he retires, if he can survive the daily Lahore traffic.
हाँ, ये गेट बंद कर रहा था मैं, तो मोटरसाइकिल वाले आए बड़ी स्पीड से। जमीन है, बकायदा उनको झंडी भी दिखाई है, स्टॉप कर लें गाड़ी, लेकिन उसने आगे बीच में मारी हुई टांगों को। लेकिन ये है कि चोट लगी लेकिन कम लगी, बचत हो गई। ये जब नजायज जा रहा है ना, ये लाएं आप कैमरे में।
During partition, on this line, many Sikhs, Hindus and Muslims were slaughtered, and 500,000 people were murdered crossing this new religious divide. Trains carrying their mutilated bodies arrived at stations on both sides of the border. And that memory remains deeply ingrained in the psyche of the subcontinent. Even today, for Bilal and his dad, the journey from Lahore to the last station in Pakistan is not without tension. It's a high-security area where passengers must clear Pakistan customs and immigration. The Samjhauta leaves Pakistan and enters no man's land. At the zero line, midway between the two countries, the train slows to a halt.
Hello, Atari.
They wait.
हाँ, 14 नंबर आ गया भाई. बनाओ भाई यार बनाओ.
Until they receive the permission to proceed, only then can the train cross the border into India. On the Indian side of the border is Atari station, where the passengers will be scrutinized once again by the Indian Immigration, Customs and Security Services.
Hello, Atari. 14 number.
The smooth running of the train service is the responsibility of Station Superintendent Madan.
ये पावर वापस जाएगी.
SS Madan is in constant touch with his counterpart in Wagah Station in Pakistan, and there are strict international protocols to be followed.
Frequently, I am talking with Pakistan regarding working of trains with magnetophone. With this system, I am talking with Pakistan. I think there is no difference between Pakistan and India. They are using same language. My parents are also from Pakistan, and after partition, they came in India. Pakistan only we are 3 kilometers far away from Pakistan. This is an international station. The passengers arrived by Samjhauta Express at 12:30 hours after completing all formalities like immigration process, custom process, ticket purchasing process, will leave for Delhi in special train at 20:15. Anjitari.
Father and son face a few hours wait before their onward journey to Delhi, but this time it's on an Indian train. It's an 8-hour non-stop overnight journey to Old Delhi station, and it's due to arrive at 3:20 in the morning. Bilal and his dad have never met the Indian doctor from the internet, only corresponded with her online, and they don't know whether she will approve Bilal's operation. They can only hope and pray. Rahat and her team have left the Samjhauta Express at Atari. Since the train won't stop till it reaches Delhi and the sports tournament is just a few hours away, it's quicker to continue their journey by bus. The Indian Punjab is rich in agriculture and is regarded as the breadbasket of India. Once known as the Manchester of India for its textiles, today's industries have changed. Now it's also famous for being India's biggest manufacturer of sports equipment, supplying a global market and India's national teams. The Punjab also claims to have produced more Indian international hockey players than anywhere else on the subcontinent. So it's fitting that the small village of Jarkar in the heart of the Punjab is playing host for this mini Olympics. Today, Rahat Khan and her Pakistani girls hockey team are guests of honor.
अच्छी तरह वेलकम किया और वहाँ तकरीबन सभी लोगों ने हमें बहुत प्यार से और बहुत अच्छे तरीके से कि ये पाकिस्तान से आए हैं। उसमें तकरीबन पूरे पंजाब की लड़कियाँ हैं। तो ज़ाहिर है जब सेक्रेटरी आई हूँ तो हॉकी टीम को बनाना और उनको खिलाना और मुख्तलिफ टूर्नामेंट्स में उनमें पार्टिसिपेट करवाना ये मेरी ड्यूटी है।
The Punjab loves its sport, and it holds an eclectic mix of events throughout the state, including Jarkar's mini Olympics. They've even built an Olympic flame. Today, Rahat and the team are just spectators. They'll play their international hockey match against India tomorrow.
Thank you for raising your hand. Thank you for coming to Jarkar. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਵਾਜਿਆ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੱਥੀਂ ਛਾਵਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ।
By the time the sun set over the games at the Jarkar Mini Olympics, the temperature at Atari station dropped to nearly freezing, and a winter fog set in. The Samjhauta Express leaves Atari on time on its overnight journey to Delhi. The train has now been sealed. No one can get on or off. And it won't stop until it reaches its destination. There's always a visible presence of armed security on the train. They're there for the protection of the passengers. There's only ever been one terrorist attack on the Samjhauta in 38 years of virtually uninterrupted service. But in 2007, a bomb exploded on the train, an hour out of Delhi. It killed 68 people, mostly Pakistanis. Father and son are secure in their second-class two-tier accommodation and settle down for a welcome sleep after an exhausting but successful day. At the control room in Delhi station, the Samjhauta is given a clear run through the railway network, a priority status, to ensure it's not held up or delayed. At the station, anxious relatives and friends have kept an all-night vigil on the Samjhauta platform. For one family, it'll be a meeting after decades apart.
मैं जामिया नगर बटला हाउस से आया हूँ और मैं अपनी सिस्टर को लेने के लिए आया हूँ। मतलब 25-26 साल के बाद तो आ ही रही हैं वो। हम छोटे छोटे थे, बहुत छोटे छोटे थे जब वो गई थी। अब हमारे बच्चे इतने बड़े हो गए जितने बड़े हमें छोड़ के गई थी वो।
अपने सब परिवार से, भाई बहनों से, मम्मी से 26 साल हो गए। अपने सब परिवार से, भाई बहनों से, मम्मी से, पापा का इंतकाल हो गया था तो वो आ नहीं पाई थी, अब आ रही हैं वो।
After partition, half the family remained in Pakistan. Her daughter was married off to a Pakistani man, and she hasn't seen her since. Mother, brother, and daughter are finally meeting for the first time on a platform on Delhi station. There's no one to meet Bilal and his dad, but they're making their own way to a family friend's house. Nawi Ahmed lives in a large community of Muslims in Old Delhi, and he's offered to put them up.
मोहम्मद आबिद साहब सिंध हैदराबाद के रहने वाले हैं। वहाँ पे मेरे मामू, मेरे खाला, ये लोग सब वहाँ पे रहते हैं। इनके पास उनका लेटर था और उन्होंने हर तरह से इनके मुताल्लिक लिखा हुआ था कि बहुत जो भी है, जैसे भी परेशानी में थे तो मेरा फ़र्ज़ बनता था कि मतलब इनके साथ कोऑपरेट करूं। बल्कि मेरी खुशकिस्मती है कि मैं इनके काम आया।
Family and community and a history dating back thousands of years bonds the peoples of the Punjab together. Abiz is a part of the first generation to be born in Pakistan after his mother and father moved there from India during partition.
मैं तो पैदा भी नहीं हुआ था जब पाकिस्तान बना। जब से फिर वालदा, वाल साहब, मुझसे छोटा भाई के गालबन 2-3 दफ़ा आ चुके हैं यहाँ पर और मैं अभी तक नहीं आया। हाँ, वो सब हवेली बताती थी तो हमें गुमान है कि हमारी माँ का वहाँ इंतकाल हो जाएगा, हम अपनी माँ से बिछड़ जाएंगे।
In Jarkar district in central Punjab, the mini Olympic Games are underway. In the dressing room, the hockey queen is issuing her last-minute instructions.
रेलवे से थी। रेलवे जो है पाकिस्तान में बेसिक जो है ना हॉकी प्रमोट करने वाला डिपार्टमेंट ही रेलवे है। रेलवे के पास नर्सरी है। रेलवे जो है ग्रूम करता है प्लेयर को।
आपने टफ वाले स्टाइल से नहीं खेलना है और यूं लंबी स्टिक से जो हिट मारते वो टफ पे चलती है, यहाँ नहीं चलेगी। वो बॉल जिस डायरेक्शन में जा रहा मालटा और कॉन्फिडेंस से खेलना, कोई इतनी मसला नहीं है। चलो शाबाश, गुड लक। चलो बैकअप जरूर।
For the Pakistan girls, it's an opportunity to play a friendly international and to learn about the opposition. So, with everything to play for, they bully off.
पीछे से क्या पीछे हो? ले लिया। यहाँ उसके पैरों में रखो इकरा। ले लिया, निकल। कवर। Well played, shabash. 1-0. India win. 1-0.
हार जीत तो लास्ट मिनट में ये गोल हुआ, हार जीत को मानी नहीं रखती, लेकिन हम इसे एज ए प्रैक्टिस टूर के तौर पे हमने लिया हुआ था कि हमारी लड़कियों को थोड़ा कि कैसे दूसरी टीम्स खेलती हैं.
And for Rahat's girls, perhaps the experience of another country could prove more valuable still. Guided by Nawi Ahmed, their generous host, Bilal and his father venture out into Delhi to make their appointment with their eye doctor.
ये तो शाहजहां अपने मुगलों के टाइम से आबाद करेंगे.
हमारे यहाँ पर हैदराबाद किला है, सेम यही अंदाज में पतली पतली गलियाँ.
तो यहाँ पे कैसे लगे ऐसे वहीं घूम रहे हैं.
हाँ, सेम बिल्कुल ऐसे महसूस हो रहा कि बिल्कुल जैसे पाकिस्तान में घूम रहे हैं.
At the Neera Eye Centre, the private clinic they found on the internet, they're meeting Dr. Agarwal to discuss the operation and to pay the £400 fee. Bilal's eye still pains him, and the memory of that day is still vivid.
मैं बैटरी का काम करता हूँ, तो मैं एक दफ़ा कंप्लेंट पे गया था किसी के घर, तो मैंने बैटरी चेक की तो उसमें से फ्यूम उड़ रहे थे तेज़ाब के. तो लाइट नहीं थी, मुझे देखना था कि अंदर हो क्या रहा है. तो उन्होंने कहा मोमबत्ती है, तो उन्होंने जला कर दी. तो मैंने जब आगे की तो गैसेस ने आग पकड़ ली और वो अंदर जो तेज़ाब जल रहा था वो मेरी डायरेक्ट आँख में गया, जिसकी वजह से मेरी आँख जल गई अंदर से.
There are a few last checks to do on Bilal before approval, but Dr. Agarwal gives the go-ahead. She'll operate today.
We are hoping to restore sight in that eye. Cornea transplant would mean that I free the eyelid and I take small piece about 2 mm from the other eye and put in this eye, so that cells from the left eye will grow into the right eye, and then we can expect some kind of reasonable vision in this eye.
और इंशाल्लाह जिस सब मदद कर रहे हैं, इंशाल्लाह मदद होगी. अल्लाह ताला ने चाहा तो मेरे बच्चे की आँख दोबारा बहाल हो जाएगी, दोबारा रोशनी आ जाएगी इसकी आँखों के अंदर. अल्लाह से दुआ ही कर सकता हूँ कि अल्लाह ताला
नीचे देखिए, पता ही नहीं चला. बाकी जो ये बहुत क्वेश्चन कर रहे थे डॉक्टर साहब से, बात कर लेना आप डॉक्टर साहब से.
सारा काम वो सही हो गया है. इस ऑपरेशन में हमने इनकी पलक जो चिपकी हुई थी उसको अलग कर दिया, ठीक है. दूसरी आँख से 2 छोटे छोटे पीस निकाले हैं, लेकिन उस आँख को खुला छोड़ा है. जो उसके अंदर हमने दूसरी आँख से टिश्यू लगाया है. दूसरी बात ये है कि इस आँख पे पट्टी लगी रहेगी 2 दिन तक. सोमवार को आपने दिखाने आना है, तब हम पट्टी खोलेंगे और उसके बाद आप अपना रुखसती कर सकते हैं, घर जा सकते हैं, ठीक है.
ऑपरेशन के बाद कैसा लग रहा है? बस ये कि थोड़ी सी कमज़ोरी तो है, बस जब पट्टी खुलने का इंतज़ार है. अब बस जब पट्टी खुलेगी तो इंशाल्लाह बेहतर ही होगा, और उम्मीद है कि अल्लाह ताला बेहतर करे.
An Indian Hindu doctor operated on a Pakistani Muslim thanks to the World Wide Web and the Samjhauta Express. Punjab literally means 5 rivers, and it's always been one of the most fertile and contested areas in the Indian subcontinent. The Sikh empire of the Punjab was fiercely independent, and had fought many wars defending its territory. After two major wars with the British, the Punjab was the last Indian territory to be merged into the British Empire. Loyal, courageous, and highly skilled warriors meant the British suffered heavily in defense of the empire against the Sikhs. But during their 100-year occupation, they recruited Sikhs into the railways, the police, the army and judiciary, and they fought alongside the Allies in 2 world wars. The religion of Sikhism was established here in the Punjab, and the great saint and religious leader Guru Nanak founded the faith in the 15th century as a move away from the Hindu caste system and Islam. But since partition and the division of the state of Punjab, Guru Nanak's hometown is now in Pakistan. Today, 60% of the Indian Punjab remain Sikh, and once a year on the birthday of the Guru, 3,000 Indian Sikhs make a pilgrimage over the border to his birthplace in Pakistan.
ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਲਈ ਨਨਕਾਣਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਹਾਨ ਅਸਥਾਨ ਹੈ। ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਮੱਕੇ ਮਦੀਨੇ ਸਜਦਾ ਕਰਨ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਨ, ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਨਨਕਾਣਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਧਰਤੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਚਰਨ ਧੂੜੀ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ।
Traveling the same route as the Samjhauta, the railway runs a special train, the Sikh Pilgrim Express, so Sikhs from India can visit their temples and some of their former homes across the border. Getting a ticket depends on a successful visa application, and the whole process has taken weeks. There's no guarantee that you'll get a visa, and it's a complicated process. So for all these pilgrims, there's a frustrating wait for an answer.
ਕੁਝ ਨਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਮੈਚੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕੱਟੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕੁਝ ਨਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਇੰਟੈਲੀਜੈਂਸੀ ਦੀ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਆਧਾਰ ਤੇ ਕੱਟੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ।
A list is duly posted. For the rejected, there's no redress, only disappointment. But for the successful, it's a blessing and a time of celebration.
बहुत वधिया हैगा बाबे दे करे दर्शन करांगे हाँ जी पाकिस्तान जाके पंजा साहब ननकाना साहब होर गुरुद्वारा दी।
Others have mixed feelings about a journey into Pakistan.
मेरा बेटा मना कर रहा था, मेरे को तो रात को भी फोन आया, मेरे को आपकी टेंशन लगी हुई है। कैसा लग रहा है? खुशी भी लग रही है और डर भी लग रहा है।
The Pilgrim Express begins the 3-kilometer journey to Wagah station in Pakistan. The Pakistan side of the Punjab is still called the Punjab. Before partition, half of its population was Sikh. Today, it's more than 97% Muslim. The Pilgrim Express crossed into Pakistan carrying its jubilant Sikh devotees. There's a heightened security on the occasion of this special train, but the pilgrims are undeterred. They're keen to spread their message of peace and goodwill, even at the border.
सब सादे प्राण गुरु नानक की बाणी है, ना कोई वैरी ना ही बेगाना, ना कोई वैरी ना ही बेगाना, सगल संग हमको बनाई।
After customs and immigration, scores of buses are waiting for them. They travel in convoy, escorted by police and security forces to Sikh temples right across the state. The most popular destination is Nanakantan Sahib, the birthplace of Guru Nanak. Surrounding the village of his birth, there are many Sikh gurdwaras, each on the pilgrimage trail. For Indian Sikhs, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to visit Pakistan, and to show their devotion to their guru.
अपने आप को न लड़ाओ यारो, हम सब एक हैं, ये जहाँ तक बताओ यारो। ਅਸੀਂ परमात्मा ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਅੱਲਾ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਰਥਨਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਰਹੀਏ ਔਰ ਸਾਡਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਣਿਆ ਰਹੇ। ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ।
The British had fought and conquered the Punjab, but they ruled it for less than 100 years. After the Punjab was divided by partition, the ensuing wars between India and Pakistan destroyed bridges and terminated railway lines at the border. The Sikhs fled into India and were separated from their holy temples in Pakistan. The Pilgrim Special trains are one of the few limited concessions to the Sikhs, and they've been running on and off for more than 60 years. On the Guru's birthday, the majority of Sikhs travel to Amritsar in India. It's just one stop before the border on the Samjhauta route, and it's the heartland of the Sikh religion. There are now more than 30 million Sikhs worldwide, and they're growing. So for the staff at Amritsar station, it's one of the busiest days of the year. They're all heading for the most famous Sikh Gurdwara of all, the Golden Temple. So visitors at Amritsar station who are looking for information will probably consult Rupali Sharma, who's the head of both the Amritsar and Attari Northern Railways Enquiries Office.
My father and my uncle was in railways, and in 2008 I joined the railway. We are getting the fixed salaries and job security is there, and lots of satisfaction is also there. 13-15.
Rupali has a master's degree in chemistry and was a teacher, but she decided that the railways offered a much better future.
You can say I was an introvert person. This is a drastic change after joining the railway. Now I'm an extrovert person.
कितने? आप लाइन में प्लीज आइए. हाँ जी.
Because I have to deal with the public. And lots of experiences. I'm getting something new each and every day after joining railways.
And then, one day, she met her husband, Dinesh, a ticket inspector, and everything changed.
He's smart, and I just get attracted towards him. He was interested in marrying me, and then he told it in his family. We adjust our mind, and this is the result. Is that we are happily married now, and the result is just before you. You can say he's the best guy I ever met in my life, and I'm proud of him.
We'd like to get some information on train times and the Golden Palace.
You can go to Golden Temple. It's we call it a temple. It's a temple for us. And Golden Temple is just about 2 kilometers away from the station. Free bus service after every half an hour.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, welcome.
Sikhism was founded here in Amritsar, and the Golden Temple has been here since 1601. It's the holy of holies for Sikhs the world over, and they flocked here in their thousands to celebrate Guru Nanak's birthday and to show their devotion to God, who they believe is timeless, formless, and omnipresent. Over the years, the temple has suffered many attacks, the last in 1984, when Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's troops stormed the temple to quell a Sikh rebellion. 3 months later, she was assassinated. Despite attacks on the temple and on the Sikh religion, the temple was always rebuilt, each time stronger and more beautiful than before, adorned with 100 kilos of gold. On the Guru's birthday, the celebrations can be heard across the world. After the hockey game, and due to a confusion in the hotel booking, Rahat and her Pakistani girls under-19 team had nowhere to stay. The nearby Sikh temple came to the rescue and offered them free board and lodging for the night. So there was just time for the Pakistani Punjabis to say their fond farewells to their Indian Punjabi hosts before they start the journey home to Pakistan.
और वहाँ पे तो हमें बहुत मज़ा आया, बहुत एंजॉय किया सबने और सब लोग बहुत खुश थे और यानी कि इंडिया गए हैं और वहाँ पे हमने देखा है रहना सहना, उनके लिबास, उनका बोलना चालना, बहुत मज़ा आया हम लोगों को उनके साथ रहकर। जी वहाँ पे तो हमारी बहुत सी अच्छी सी दोस्त बनी है, बड़ा मज़ा है उनके साथ, बल्कि हमारी बहनें ही बनी हैं और दीदी हम लोग उनको दीदी कहते थे और उनकी भी लैंग्वेज हमें सीखने को मिली है।
It's been a wonderful experience for everyone, but there's just one last surprise.
और 3 टीमें थी लेकिन अफगानिस्तान फंड की वजह से नहीं आ सकी और ट्रॉफी ले ली। रनर अप, विनर लिखा गलती से।
Bilal went for his checkup and the bandages were removed. Now his eye is improving day by day. To celebrate, they used their last day in Delhi to do a little sightseeing.
अब पहले से तो इम्प्रूवमेंट आई है कि पहले यहाँ कम खुलती थी, अब उससे बेहतर खुलने लगी है और नज़र में तो इम्प्रूवमेंट हो रही है, स्लो बढ़ दिखने में आ रहा है। अब देखेंगे 2 महीने बाद कितना इम्प्रूव होता है लेकिन बस ये कि कुछ करना तो है और जितनी जल्दी हो जाए बेहतर है। हम सब जा रहे हैं कि फाइनली बुध वाले दिन की ट्रेन है, पाकिस्तान जा रहे हैं।
बाकी 600 तो लग ही नहीं रहा, ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे अपने लोग हैं सब। जबरदस्त।
दोस्तों को क्या बताऊंगा, दोस्ती चिपक जाएंगे मेरे कि कहाँ गए थे। कुछ ये याद रहेगा, कुछ नया मुल्क देखा है ये याद रहेगा।
बहुत सी चीज़ जैसे ये नहीं मिलती।
For Bilal and his father, the time has come for their return to Pakistan on the train. It's the beginning of another long journey, and with all the security and immigration checks, it will probably take almost 24 hours for them to get back home.
Pay attention please, train number 14001 Delhi Atari Special is standing on platform number 1.
And they still have to buy their ticket from Delhi to the border. The Samjhauta has been in quarantine at Old Delhi station, and it doesn't leave till late at night and takes at least 8 hours to reach the border.
Between Delhi Main and Atari, this train does not stop anywhere. That means that no passenger can get down or board this train in between. For security reasons, each and every piece of luggage is scanned. All these things are special to this. This is not accorded to other trains. This is a secluded kind of a platform where we have put additional security measures. I mean, it's a train connecting two countries, and which not so long ago were part of the same nation.
बेहतरीन रहा अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। दो ताल्लुकात आपस में मिला रहे हैं पाकिस्तान इंडिया।
तो दो दिलों को मिलाने वाली चीज़ है। जो पाकिस्तान से इंडिया और इंडिया से पाकिस्तान लोग आते जाते हैं, एक मेन जरिया है मैं समझौता, जिससे लोग आपस में मिल जाते हैं।
The Samjhauta leaves Delhi and sets off into another foggy Punjabi night. Abiz has promised the doctor that Bilal will follow his strict regime of medication if his eye is to recover fully. At Atari, the temperature is down to 0. So the Samjhauta Express is delayed. Tonight at Atari, Rupali Sharma is on duty at the inquiry office to sort out any problems.
I deal with the people which come across the border from Pakistan. It's a very emotional place to work because some of the passengers who came to meet their relatives here in India, and when they have to go back, and they sometimes they become emotional because nobody wants to depart from their loved ones. Definitely, I'm a lady, I'm a soft-hearted lady, and definitely it will have effect on my mind. Common man doesn't need partition. Common men need food, they need clothes, and they need shelter, and nothing else. They don't need the boundaries.
At the end of another day, Rupali and her husband Dinesh make their way home. But even with 2 regular pensionable railway incomes, a house, a car, and a caring community, there's just one thing missing from their 5-year perfect marriage.
After my marriage, after 1 month, I conceived. But I faced a miscarriage. Then I conceived after 2 years. Then again I faced the miscarriage. We have now contact with the gynecologist and some infertility specialist, and we are just taking the treatment from last 1 month. Now we are waiting for the next one, and we have belief in God, then He will give us the children also. We have faith on Him.
The Samjhauta leaves India and Atari en route to Lahore and Pakistan.
गट्टे एक्टे हो जाते हैं और क्या ले जाने को
नानी के मामू की शादी में आए थे, घर जा रहे हैं।
आज तक लंबे सफर में
In 1947, a line was drawn on a map by a British judge, and it divided a people. Mahatma Gandhi had warned India and Britain about the consequences of partition, but they ignored him. 6 months after independence, he was assassinated.
Personally, I also don't feel that there should have been any border.
That is my personal view. Yes, I stand by it. Why should there be a border between India and Pakistan and Bangladesh? We are the same people.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
बिल्कुल माइंड चेंज हो गया कि यार पराए मुल्क जा रहे हैं ऑपरेशन कराने, वहाँ क्या हाल होगा मेरे साथ, क्या जाने कैसी, बस अजीब फीलिंग हो रही थी। ये 10-12 दिन 8-10 दिन जो हमारे इंडिया में रहे बहुत बेहतरीन।
अभी घर में तो मम्मी इंतजार कर रही हैं बेटा आशा, और एक्साइटेड हो रहा हूँ।
Rahat may be the last of 3 generations of a sporting railway family. Even her father was a goalie for the railway football team.
मेरी फैमिली की है फोटोग्राफ, मम्मी और ये मेरे अब्बू, ये मेरे ताया, ये मेरे नाना, ये लोग रेलवे में थे। रेलवे का बहुत बुरा हाल हो गया यहाँ पर, आधे से ज़्यादा ट्रैक बंद हो गए हैं और पता नहीं क्या बनेगा। ये रेलवे की टीम, बहुत मेमोरीज हैं, बस अब ये है कि वो वक्त वापस नहीं आ सकता।
क्रिकेट क्रिकेट क्रिकेट
काम करना और बात होती है, खेलना और बात होती है। रेलवेज में जॉब करनी है?
नहीं।
Rupali and Dinesh are still hoping for a child. And maybe one day their dreams will come true.
And I haven't any particular choice whether a daughter or a son, he or she will be welcome. And if I get twins, then both are welcome.
This 550-kilometer border was a compromise agreement in exchange for independence, but the costs are still being felt.
Nearly 1 million people died. As a people, we have not been able to grow out of that. Probably with younger generations, it will be, able to put it behind us. But that has not really happened so far.
If the railways truly provide a gateway to a better understanding between the peoples of Pakistan and India, then plans to double the number of cross-border trains herald a more optimistic future for the Indian subcontinent. For while the border divides, the train unites.